Happy to everybody that's listening to the sound of my voice. This is the day, honey, that the Lord has made. And what we going to do? We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. And listen, what makes so much joy to my heart when I see a young woman out on the community, all about serving the community, doing what's the needs. You know, a lot of times we see all the problems that is happening in our community, but not many times we see people that's boots on the ground, that's in the community, that's working, that's determined to take back their community, right? And so y'all help me welcome the beautiful Ariel Munson, y'all. She is the girl. Yeah, she the girl, right? Because she is the executive director of Operation Take Back 901. And when I say that, because she comes from a community that she know that we want to see the same energy that we saw as a child that we want to see right now. What's up, my beautiful one? How are you?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Good. Thank you so much for coming. And just thank you for what you're doing in the community, because you're not afraid to get your pretty hands dirty.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, you ain't never said.
No,
so tell
ma'am.
people, who are you? Because a lot of people will be like, well, why is she doing this?
Okay, well, my name is Ariel Munson. The reason I'm doing this is because I am from the North Memphis community, graduated from North Side, grew up in Klondike, an area where, you know, crime and everything was going on. And I just want to use my past experience to be able to come back and rebuild my community as a whole.
And, you know, that means something, because a lot of times people grow up in a certain community. They don't ever want to come back,
right,
because of some of the childhood trauma, some of the ACEs. And it's like, man, listen, I survived, they got to get it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so with you doing that, what made you start your organization of Operation Take Back 901?
I was just riding Memphis one day, just thinking about all the obstacles that I overcame, just being a teenage mother, having a child at 16 years old with limited resources in my community, just thinking about how I had to have the gift for gab to find these resources. And I'm like, what can I do to add value to my city? Instead of being the one talking about it all the time, what can I do to add value and stand up in the gap and get out here and get my hands dirty, to be able to provide resources as well as support and be real and transparent about my story and not be judgmental and think about where God has brought me from. You know, everybody's not fortunate to have people to come in and provide resources. So I'm like, what can I do to add value?
Yeah. And a lot of times you saw the problem, but you also saw you as a solution, right? Because being a teenage mom in North Memphis ain't for the faint, right? Baby,
honey.
Let me tell you, being an old mama like me, it ain't real. You know, it's hard, right? And so let's even talk about that. Here you are, 16 years young.
Yes, ma'am.
You in North Memphis, a single mama. Yes, ma'am. Still in high school and probably just trying to figure out this thing called life.
Yes, ma'am. Just still trying to push through. You know, statistically, they counted me out, but God pushed me through. And I just knew what I wanted to be. You know, I just always stated, like, I got to do this for my child. My child's the best thing that happened to me. So I have to graduate. I got to be a better parent and push my son to his fullest potential. And it's crazy because growing up, they stated, oh, she's going to drop out of school. She's not going to be anything. But here I am. My son just graduated number 11 in his class last year and is about to graduate from college next month with his welding certificate. And just being able to uplift and provide the same support and some of the things that I seen that was lacked in the community, just rebuilding and creating programs to be able to rebuild and be a wraparound support, not just for the children, but for the parent as a whole.
How important, and I want you to share to our listening office or viewing audience, how important is it for the adults that when we see our young people have made a decision to have a child, how important is it for us to speak life into them?
Your story could be the very story that inspires them to keep pushing. So don't leave no stone unturned. Tell them what you've been through so you can be able to assist them to be a better parent, or just provide resources to help them be more efficient. Because as you know, you might think something small that they should know, but there could be something that could change their lives to make them be a better person.
Absolutely. Because people right now don't need you to tell them how bad they are.
No.
Let me tell you, they look in the mirror every day.
Yes.
and they see how bad they're doing, they don't need to be reminded. No. But they do need to be reminded that there is hope. Yes. Right? And I believe that when you're in the community, young girls that see you, you let them see what hope looks like. You let them see what perseverance. You let them see what resilience looks like, yes, even when other people counted you out.
Yes, ma'am. And I think it's one thing that we don't do is just be real and transparent about our past and our stories, because that's what shaped us to be the person we are today. Mm-hmm. They need to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly, so they can see, it doesn't matter how you start, it's about how you finish.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And a lot of times I tell people, you got to finish strong. Yes. I tell people, I come from North Memphis. I lived in Scutterfield, and I lived... yes, baby, third floor, baby. I tell people, if you don't know Scutterfield unless you knew the third floor, right? All right. Where when you have to wash your clothes, you just threw them on down, right? All right. When you carry no clothes, right, you just threw them on down. But those experiences of life experiences for me, it shaped me to make sure I care for my community at all costs.
Yes, ma'am.
Because our community needs, tell us, because not only, you're an author, you're an activist, you're an advocate, you're a life coach, you're a freelance writer, you're a motivational speaker, and the list goes on, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Founder of Operation Taking Back 901. It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization here in the state of Tennessee. But your mission is to implement economic and educational programs for the underserved youth and their families in Shelby County.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I think our work is going to go in vain if we just work with the youth. You can send this child back in this same home, but if they're going back in the same environment, we need some wraparound support to service the family as a whole. We can't speak life just into this child, because when they go home, they're going to get a different result. So I feel like, I should be able to service the whole family, like with workforce development, financial literacy, as well as mentoring the child up.
Wow. And that is truly a blessing, that you're so young, so beautiful, can be doing anything else, but you chose to come back and serve your community.
Yes, ma'am.
What is one of the favorite things that you enjoy about working with the community?
I think one of the favorite things is the community events, just getting the community involved, seeing the children having a good time, having conversations with them, because a lot of times a conversation goes a long way. Just how you doing?
Yes.
What did you do this weekend? What's your favorite subject? Just getting to know them and just seeing them out in the community. They be like, hey, you remember me? Or you remember you poured into me? Or just going into the YAP program, speaking to teenage mothers, showing them that, I was once in your shoes, you can push through. Just being able to be active and be able to go back and pour and just be visible, like boots on the ground for real.
And because you had been a teenage mom,
yes, ma'am,
and now you see the success of your son graduating, and you see the success of him about to graduate college, you let them that no matter what, they can be successful.
Yes.
Because, I always share the story. Many people knew I was reared by my grandparents, so I had my brothers, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember riding down, he had them in the stroller, and I was walking. And I remember so vaguely, and they laughed at me because I could hear well in my ears, right? I remember the lady on the porch said, look at that fast A girl, right? And I never forgot that. As long as I've never forgot, because she didn't know that wasn't my baby. That was my brother, because my mama was on drugs. So I was forced to be something that I wasn't ready to be, right? Yes. But what would have happened if she would have came off that porch and said, how you doing? What can I do to help support you? Yes. And that's why I tell people, stop judging a book by its cover. Oof. Open up the book and see what this book has to offer. Even when I see young girls that's pregnant, right? And I always say, oh, come here, baby. Give me a hug. Give me a kiss. And they be looking. I said, baby, this being you got caught and I didn't, but what can I do to help you?
Right.
Because they don't need to be reminded. They're scared. That most cases, unfortunately, the father of the child sometimes not even going to be committed, right?
Tell me about it.
Your face trying.
Did you open the book?
Because they tell you how much they love you. They tell you they're going to be there. But, baby, when you get a child, it's a whole nother piece.
Yes, ma'am.
And a lot of our young girls, because they're lacking father figures, they're lacking that father in the home. They're lacking that a man to tell them to affirm them. Sometimes as a little girl, it just feels good to say that this man loves me. And sometimes a lot of young girls never had that daddy love. And then they meet a brother that's a slick talker that just want to get your gold mine.
Right.
I tell girl, I said, girl, don't get them your gold. That's your gold mine, right? But it's easier for me to say it versus when they nibble on the ear, make you feel real, real good because you ain't never had that before, right? And so we got to start really stop lying to ourselves and start beating our young girls down, but teach them. But like you said, not only do you teach the youth, but you get to the parents.
Yes, because like I'm stated before, some of us are looking for an apology that we'll never receive. And these adults, just think about, I know I was a teenage mother. What about the other teenage mothers that didn't get the resources and support that I got? And they're still living in their childhood trauma, trying to figure out a way. So now you got to speak to the child and this adult. So, you know, just being able to go back and pour to them like, okay, I was once in your shoes. I lived in based on your income apartments. You know, I was on food stamps. I hadn't been on welfare. I've been there, but this is what you can be now if you keep pushing, because I use those tests to be my testimony to keep going. I didn't allow what I've been through to take me under.
Yeah. And a lot of times people do. Y'all listen, we are having a powerful conversation about just taking back our communities. And I'm just super excited to see a young woman that is unapologetically not afraid to go back to the one community that probably gave her some scars, right? There's probably still some triggers, but she goes back to that community to serve. And so if you're not supporting Operation Taking Back 901, I suggest that you do. Hey, I'm your girl, Dr. Telisa Franklin. We'll be right back.
Hey you, ready to glow up this year? The Tones by Coco Luxury Organic System has the complete skincare regimens that tailor to all skin types. Wash your face to perfection with the trusted luxury organic brand. Our product line will help you solve problematic skin issues such as hyperpigmentation, acne, severe skin dryness, and inflammation. Our daily regimen kits, they help combat these issues, leaving your skin with an even tone appearance, clear from acne and blackheads, moisturized with max hydration, free from irritation and sensitivities. We also carry top quality plant extracted cloth mask containing herbal healing properties, along with vitamins that add that essential nutrition to your skin. Start your journey today. Vegan, cruelty-free, clinically tested, and ethnically approved. Shop now at www.tonesbycoco.com. It's time for an upgrade. Let's upgrade your skincare routine. If you suffer from acne scars, dark spots, or severe hyperpigmentation, you need the Tones by Coco Brightening Moisturizer, Rapid Dark Spot Corrector, and you have to try our Kojic Acid Sea Moss Soap. These products work so fast, you can see results in just 7 days. You have to try. Shop now and get 10% off your first order at tonesbycoco.com.
Join the rhythm and feel the beat in our community where we're all complete. With Dr. Telisa, let's take a stand. Together we'll grow hand in hand.
From the
Dr.
roots of
Telisa
history
Show
to dreams we chase, Dr. Telisa Franklin shines a light on every face and
At the
every
Dr.
heartbeat.
Telisa
There's a
Show.
story to tell. Gotta keep the culture celebrated as we excel here at the Dr. Telisa Show.
Happy, y'all. I am super excited about today's conversation because this conversation I know that is needed in our communities. I'm excited to see what this young lady is doing to change the trajectory. But let's talk about the last segment. She kind of gave a little bit of her story. Why is Operation Take Back, right? Because you were a teen mom.
Yes.
Age 16, not a lot of resources, but going through some, right?
Yes.
But then you also had a father of your child. I really want you to share, what was that relationship like? What led you to there? How it got there? And then how was it once he found out he was going to be a father?
We had a great relationship until I got pregnant, of course, because some things changed. He ended up getting on drugs at 17 years old. He just recently died last year, was found dead on the street from an overdose. So I was a teenage mother. I raised my child by myself.
Wow. Teenage mama at 16, you had the support of your mom and dad or your aunties or your village.
Yes.
Right? But what happens when the person don't have that village?
When you don't have a village, you just feel empty. You feel like you're by yourself. I mean, sometimes you can feel like certain people can play a major factor, but that doesn't mean they're a part of the village. It doesn't necessarily have to be your family. You can have a support system such as myself as a mentor or somebody at the school. But if you don't have that, you're gonna fall.
Mm-hmm. And so here you are, age 16. How long were you and the young man dated before you came pregnant?
2 years.
Okay, so y'all had you thought you was in love.
I was. I was so in love, but I mean, at that point in my life, I had to grow up real fast. So I was one of those type of girls that I feel like nobody could tell me nothing. I got to figure it out on my own. That's one of the chapters in my book, Growing on My Own.
Ooh.
So that's what I was doing. I was doing things my way. Just trying to weather the storm, looking for love in all the wrong places. Feel like I was grown. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And a lot of our young people right now that are challenged, right? Some of our young people are not bad young folk, right? They're just challenged and they're dealing with the environment that is right in front of them.
Yes.
And what is in front of them don't look promising, right?
Yes.
But then here you are, they come and meet you. Ms. Munson, you giving me hope. Because you know what I feel like. Because I thought he loved me. I thought we was going to have the white picket fence and we're going to be happy to live ever after. And here we are. I'm not.
Time changed so fast, you know. One thing about you can think you know a person. But, you know, just think about, I feel like in my son's father's situation, he didn't stand a chance due to his parental background. He didn't have that support. You know, they always aided and abetted his decisions, so he didn't have any follow through to tell him, hey, you making the wrong decisions.
Yes.
They condoned everything he did. And
I can love you enough to tell you the truth.
Right. So I feel like if he had that, he would have been a better person as well as father figure. But trauma.
Yeah.
He couldn't weather that storm. He couldn't fight it. He didn't know how to get out of that situation. But lucky enough, he had me to be able to raise his child and push through.
Yeah. And so that has to be a challenge, because I keep telling people nobody wakes up and say, hey, I'm going to be a crackhead.
No.
Life, right? But then also we have to wake up and tell people what they don't want to hear. Like I tell people, some people can't take me because I'm very blunt.
Me too.
And I don't care if you don't like me, right? But you're going to love me later if you listen to me. Because you can either go down the hard road, or I already been down that road, so let me tell you a little bit easier road, right?
Ma'am.
Even when you get down to relationships, right? Because I meet women, I try to give them some like, girl, now don't you see something ain't right with it? Now, Ray Charles can see that, why can't you, right? But a lot of times they whisper the sweet nothings in your ear, and those nothings override your reality. But then when you hit reality, then you become embarrassed, and then you say, oh, I'm going to stay in it because I don't want nobody to know it, right? And that's what has happened. But I'm sure some of the parents that you deal with of these youth, they're embarrassed. And so they becoming mentally and physically abused. Their child feels like it's okay. They feeling like they ain't going to make well life. Their child feels it because it becomes a generational curse versus saying that there could be a generational blessing. I made a decision in my life. Everything under me gonna be successful everywhere, and they'll tell you they don't like sometimes the way I say it, but they'll come back and say, "Man, how you know, sis? I just got a giraffe for knowing I can see farther than you can." A lot of parents don't have that. A lot of children don't have that. Right. So here you come in the neighborhood, giving them the hope that they need to see.
Yeah, and I can honestly say I was once that girl too. You know, I've been through all of it, the situations, just the generational curses.
Yes.
Because even with being a teenage mother, this was a family thing. My son just broke the curse. So I feel like my generation is going to be the curse breaker, because I'm using what we went through to rebuild them and repair the relationship as a generational.
Yeah.
So everything you just stated, being in relationships, hearing the sweet nothings, going through abuse, betrayal. I've already been through that. So I'm utilizing my tests as testimonies to go back and educate, as well as give my book. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go, my story. You don't have to dig anything up on me. I'm going to give it to you.
Open
so
book.
you can go ahead and read about it. And then I'm going to show you how God blessed me. So he going to bless you as well. So that's why I wrote my book.
Yeah. What's the name of the book?
When Pleasing Has No Purpose, How My Misery Brought Me to My Ministry.
Ooh, that's good. Y'all make sure is that on Amazon or
yes, Amazon's on audio. It's on Kindle.
Yes. But I always tell people, and they laugh at me. You ain't got never research, Telisa. I tell it all.
Here I go.
I come from baby. I'm not ashamed, because those is what made me who I am today.
Yes.
That's why I am who I am today. And so here you are, Operation Taking Back 901. I need y'all to get this in your head all the way, because the name is powerful. It's Operation Taking Back 901, because there are some things in our 901 that we need to take back our communities.
Yes.
Take it back. We ain't finna let these folks run our children and run our communities. We gonna take it back.
We need to take back our peace.
Yes. Because it's in trouble.
It's in trouble. And we got too much going on. Like, we need to get into a place of solitary and just regroup.
Yep. And that's without a doubt. So tell us, how can people help support or collaborate with what you're already doing?
They can reach out to me. I'm open to having meetings. We're working with a lot of organizations already in the community where we partner up, and we've created an ecosystem through the county and the city. Instead of reinventing the wheel, we're open to having wraparound support to be able to support. Like, we're not trying to gatekeep. We're not trying to keep all our clients. These are not our clients. This community needs us. So it's going to take a village to rebuild the community.
I love it. I love it. So I always ask all of my guests this before you leave, because anybody know I'm all about community. I'm all about the culture, and I'm all about having those conversations, hard conversations, because I think a lot of times we got to learn how to agree to disagree and disagree to agree, right? Because everything ain't gonna be the same. What would be the one word you would actually use to describe the word community?
Unity.
Unity. What would be the one word that you would use to describe culture?
You said culture.
Culture.
Diversity.
So in order for us to move, we got to continue to have those conversations in our community, how we unify our community, and how we live in a diverse culture. Because my way ain't gonna be your way ain't gonna be. So we got to bring all the people to the table. And I think for so long, when we're looking to build our communities, we only want to bring one ethnic group to the table. But in unity, Memphis, if you're gonna take back 901, all of us live here. Whether our religious background, our social economic background, whatever it is, we all are here. In order for us to do it, we gotta do it together.
Yes.
What would be a challenge you would put out to the people that, whether they're riding down the road listening or they're watching it on whatever platform, that you would challenge them to help build more community and unity in a diversified culture?
I would say one challenge I would like for them to just take time to get to know people. Don't judge a book by its cover. You'll be surprised if you say how you doing or hello. Don't just write people off. And, if they need help, if they're a willing participant, assist them. If they don't want help, move on. Allow them to do things on their time. You can't force it.
And that's the thing. We got to give people their time and their space. And just because you want it for them, you have to love them to where they want it for themselves.
Right.
Because I tell people, I don't care what you say. You can take people to treatment centers all day long. Baby, if they don't want it, they're going to go through the front door and walk out the back door.
Right.
So you got to make sure this is their decision, their choice, because they got to take this route. And whatever route it is, it's their decision, right? And I have learned, because I've always been the one, I want to try to tell you what's going to be better for you. I'm at the point in my life, at this good 50 plus years old, baby, if this is what you love, then I sure in the heck like it.
Like they say, yeah, if you love it, I like it.
You hear me? I like it. I like what you're doing, but ultimately, I love what you're doing because I've seen you with your organization. I've seen you being boots on the ground, and I've seen you not to be afraid. And then you have figured out how to get out here and make the networking connections so that you can get the resources to help those mamas that was just like you at age 16.
Yes.
Any lasting words?
I would just like to say it doesn't matter how you start. It's about how you finish. Keep pressing. And, you know, if God give you the vision, He's going to give you provision. We're going to continue to take back our city.
Yeah, I love it. Listen, y'all, I'm your girl, Dr. Telisa Franklin. We're right here. Know that I love you, baby. Absolutely, positively love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Make this day, make this moment, make this second the best ever, and learn how to be the best version of you, baby, because everybody else is already taken. Be blessed is my prayer for you. Until next time.
Hey you, ready to glow up this year? The Tones by Coco Luxury Organic System has the complete skincare regimens that tailor to all skin types. Wash your face to perfection with the trusted luxury organic brand. Our product line will help you solve problematic skin issues such as hyperpigmentation, acne, severe skin dryness, and inflammation. Our daily regimen kits, they help combat these issues, leaving your skin with an even tone appearance, clear from acne and blackheads, moisturized with max hydration, free from irritation and sensitivities. We also carry top quality plant extracted cloth mask containing herbal healing properties, along with vitamins that add that essential nutrition to your skin. Start your journey today. Vegan, cruelty-free, clinically tested, and ethnically approved. Shop now at www.tonesbycoco.com. It's time for an upgrade. Let's upgrade your skincare routine. If you suffer from acne scars, dark spots, or severe hyperpigmentation, you need the Tones by Coco Brightening Moisturizer, Rapid Dark Spot Corrector, and you have to try our Kojic Acid Sea Moss Soap. These products work so fast, you can see results in just 7 days. You have to try. Shop now and get 10% off your first order at tonesbycoco.com.
Join the rhythm and feel the beat in our community where we're all complete. With Dr. Telisa, let's take a stand. Together we'll grow hand in hand.
From the
Dr.
roots of
Telisa
history
Show
to dreams we chase, Dr. Telisa Franklin shines a light on every face. In
At the
every
Dr.
heartbeat,
Telisa
there's a
Show.
story to tell. Gotta keep the culture celebrated as we excel. Here at the Dr. Telisa Show.